What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking Madden 26 official gameplay. We're going to be talking about a major issue that EA Sports fixed. If you guys can remember, when they introduced Boom Tech and they showed some of the videos, you guys were like, yo, G, I'm very hesitant about this, bro. Are they really bringing fumbles back? Now, we were very disappointed overall as a community because I don't think we're ever going to see that Tillman hit stick. You know what I'm talking about? Like, do you guys remember the auto hit stick? Type 1 in the comments if you remember Tillman. Like when he was really like the mutt master and automatically you were fumbling the ball if the guy ran into you. Like it didn't matter. He could just literally brush by you and you were going to fumble the ball. You guys remember that? That's the type of Madden that we became accustomed to as far as like certain hit sticks and the auto, like getting blasted type of feel. Well, EA Sports put out the Boom Tech, right? And even right now with the movement, when you see them run into each other and they fall forward and a lot of other different designs that they've added to the game, they have done some really, really good things to the game, but they've taken away other aspects of the game that we only can get in certain type of animation interactions. It's sort of like this, right? If you run into someone completely just like not caring and oblivious, you've been able to get away with that more often than not in Madden 25. I'm going to tell you this right now, right? Based on the hit power of the players that are in regs, because I haven't really played a lot of Ultimate Team because I don't really care for it that much in the actual beta because everything is going to get reset. The only thing with Ultimate Team that's going to stay is when you get the early release, like with the Deluxe Edition. When you get the early release, all of that stuff that you do in MUD is going to stay. Everything that we're doing or that we think we're doing right now in the 26 beta is just getting a feel of the certain build of the game. So I want you guys to understand everything that I'm talking about right now is the actual game because I'm trying to see what they're trying to put together for the attributes mattering. You know what I'm saying? Because even with things like this that you're looking at with the real world data and the stuff with the coaches, that doesn't apply to anyone except for the franchise and stuff like that. There's different aspects to the game. So we're more focused on gameplay. And that's what we really care about. And that's what we're going to continue to strive for is just a better gameplay. Now, many of you guys may say, but gee, it's fake with what Tillman was doing. Because like, dude, he would just literally look at you and you would fumble. But then again, when you look at his attribute of hit power, it was 99. So you're thinking about like Ray Lewis, you're thinking about like Brian Dawkins and these dudes that will lay the wood, right? Just completely. Sean Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Like it got real crazy when you started to think like, yo, are these going to be fumbles? If I run into this guy, is it going to be a fumble? They fixed that. I'm going to tell you right now, every person that I've played, all right, I've already gotten like 3 or 4 rage quits, but every person that I've played, they've run into me to think that like, yo, it's Madden 25, like they got trolls or whatever they think they're doing. It doesn't matter. The players and the users that I've been using, they have substantial hit power. When I tell you that I'm blasting them and the ball is coming out, the ball, like it's gone. So look, I haven't seen anything in some of the earlier gameplay that talks about Boom Tech or anything like that. So I don't know exactly what they're going to call it and what's going to happen. But I'm telling you right now, with the way that it's working right now, with the way that the beta is, if you have a player with substantial hit power, the ball is coming out. Now, one of the things that I haven't seen the players use that may kind of, help out with the fumble is the covering up of the ball. Now, you may say, okay, gee, what if they cover the ball up and I go for the hit stick versus like, you could go after like one of those low hit sticks. You got the high hit stick. It's a lot of different things you can do, as far as trying to get the fumble. But everything that I do, I go up high. Like I'm flicking up on the right stick. I'm not using like lumberjack and going like low hit sticks and all that stuff. I'm not doing cut sticks. Like I'm going straight for upper body. I'm trying to blast you, right? Those type of hit sticks seems to be like the one that's going to be very prevalent in Madden 26. And I want you guys to save the vid and remember that I told you that because even when I told you guys last year about some of the features, it all came to pass. And most of it was the beta, and EA, we did get the opportunity where EA sent us early gameplay footage and the early game, we were able to like collect certain, visuals. Shout out to EA for that. But everything that I told you guys that was going to be in the game was in the game because it's just the way that it's the feel of it. So I think that without saying it, they brought the hit power back to where that's going to be a major decision-making process for you if you want to be juking around and spinning and stuff like that. If you land right into a hit stick in Madden 25 right now in regs, even if you're playing MUT, right, and the player has Avalanche and Enforcer Supreme, there's a chance that the player doesn't actually fumble. That's eliminated in 26. Every single time. And look, remember this, right? they've already disclosed with some of the patch notes or whatever notes that they put out for Madden 26 since they've been getting feedback for the beta, that the abilities in Ultimate Team are going to be working 50% of the time, which they already do right now, and I've said that before. But just hear me out though, right? What if they've made it so that attributes early in the game actually matters? Do you know what that's going to do to the MUT market? When you actually have a player where the hit power actually matters, this is where it starts to get dangerous, right? So I've been playing the game in regs and going after the players that, you know, that are big hitters, you know what I'm saying? Mostly middle linebackers and players like that, because those are the players that really impact what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If you get no matter who the middle linebacker is, no matter what the height is, no matter what's going on, maybe strong safeties and stuff like that, depending on the type of play, right? Depending on the type of, you know, formation and stuff that you're using, you can get a lot of players with maximum, like, you know, they have like 85, 90 hit power right now. I've been utilizing players with like 90, right? Every single time that the player runs into me, it's a fumble. Okay, so I'm trying to get you guys geared up for what's coming, because you're going to remember that I said this, and you're going to start to build your ultimate team based on hit power the way we used to. Remember those Cam Chancellors and all that stuff we were doing? That's why I was doing it. Now, with the way the Madden is right now, you have to have Avalanche in order to force a fumble in most cases. I don't even think most of us realize that. Throughout the entire year, until they gave us Avalanche, nobody was really fumbling the ball. So I want to make it very, very clear. This is fixed. It's a major issue for me, because if you allow the players to just run right into dudes and there's no penalty, you're going to have a really bad game for the whole year. So I think that this is a major flaw that's been fixed. I definitely 100% feel that overall the game is going to play differently, because more people are going to be laying down instead of just running right into dudes. And that's going to change the aspect of the game. Now, I will add this as well. Another major thing that I've seen fixed for the most part is the fact that 500-pound linemen were able to spin. What I was doing was I was using some heavier linebackers, well, not heavier linebackers, heavier running backs, and trying to spin with them. Most of them couldn't spin, or it was a very, very slow spin. If you look at the way Saquon's moving and the way that these players move, Xavier Worthy, they've made it so the more you know, skill position players and more slim dudes, they actually move around a lot more elusively. For instance, I was spinning with Saquon Barkley, and it was like a real spin. Like, he was spinning and going for 6. It was weird. But again, the heavier running backs, they don't do what they're doing now in 25. So I'm going to do more research into that and kind of just do a whole like off-stream thing where I've been doing like right now at Madden 26. And I'm going to give you guys concrete proof or evidence just based on what I see that it actually is out and it's fixed with all these big dudes running around and spinning around. But I'll tell you this right now, you better pre-order that MVP bundle and get your pockets ready, because hit power matters again. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.